Jungkook is a super rich college dude who insulted you in public for being poor. And now, in order to seek your revenge, you are planning to gold dig Jungkook. To watch the previous parts of this video, please check out the playlist titled Revenge. A black coffee, Jungkook said flatly while scrolling through something on his phone. And a hot chocolate, please, I said smoothly while firing a flirtatious smile the barista's way. I rested my elbows on the counter and played around with a few loose strands of my hair. The barista's eye caught me for a couple of seconds. His gaze immediately withdrew from mine as though he was embarrassed. "Can you add whipped cream to my girlfriend's hot chocolate?" Jungkook randomly said without even sparing me a glance. "Yeah, sure." I turned to Jungkook sharply. He pretended to look confused, his eyes all wide and innocent. "What's the problem, babe? I thought you liked whipped cream. I mean, you always have fun licking it off my body," Jungkook said rather loudly, with the clear intention of getting the barista to hear. I didn't miss the way the guy's eyes widened at Jungkook's words. My eyes searched all over Jungkook's face in confusion. I didn't know what kind of game he was playing, but whatever it was, I didn't like it. I hated feeling embarrassed, and right now, I was drowning in it. Your black coffee and the lady's hot chocolate. $2.50 for the coffee and $2.70 for the chocolate. So that's £5.20 overall, he explained smoothly. I internally cursed myself as I was not in a financial position to be paying for random hot drinks. I looked up in surprise as Jungkook slapped a note down onto the table. "That's for both of us." The barista guy nodded his head and quickly handed Jungkook back his change. I might be old-fashioned, but I can't help but find it sweet when a guy pays for his girl. The barista guy smiled as he looked between the two of us fondly. Was all Jungkook said in response as he picked up both of our drinks. He handed mine over to me before guiding me away by the elbow. When we were a safe enough distance away, I let out a loud snort of laughter. "What the hell was that?" "Two people ordering drinks," Jungkook said simply. That was a boy incorrectly claiming someone as a girlfriend," I said, giving him a pointed look. "First, you tell your receptionist we are role-playing, and now you tell this guy we use whipped cream. Been having dreams about this kind of things or something?" "Oh, shut up. I only said that because you looked seconds away from throwing your at him. Someone had to put a stop for the sake of your boyfriend." "Funny. That's the same excuse you used on that waiter a little while ago. You are becoming quite the compulsive liar, aren't you, Jungkookie?" Jungkook simply raised his finger at me while taking a long sip of his charcoal-colored drink. "Who the hell even drinks black coffee? Never heard of milk? At least I don't drink hot chocolate like a 5-year-old, he said rudely. "Shh, he didn't mean that. You are a very mature drink, I promise," I whispered to my cup comfortingly. "Great, I'm walking with a weirdo who talks to cups. Wonderful." As I was about to take another step, my eyes caught onto something furry and small lying near a tree, and I immediately stopped. "What?" I didn't answer and showed my drink into his hands. "Here, hold this." I slowly walked over to the tree. I saw that what I had spotted was a little baby squirrel. It was tucked up in a little ball in between the autumn leaves and was breathing steadily. "Oh no, he must have fallen from its nest." Cautiously, I reached out to it and gently lifted it into my palms and up to my chest. I surveyed the squirrel slowly, checking for any scratches or injuries. "The squirrel is fine, Vian. Put it by the tree roots and the mother will come down and find it." "No, a fox could get him, or the mom might not be able to find him." To my utter relief, I saw an older-looking squirrel stick its head out of a tree hollow. "Hey, I'm pretty sure that's its mother," I smiled as I turned back to Jungkook in excitement. "Yeah, most likely." His confirmation made me smile even wider. I jumped to try and reach the first branch up. and I groaned when I realized it was too high. I turned back around. "Oi, Jungkook, make yourself helpful and give me a leg up," I yelled. "I'm not sure why I'm helping you climb to your death, but fine if it will get you to shut up." Although I should have seen it coming, it still took me by surprise at the touch of his hands around my waist. Then, tightening his hold on me, he hoisted me effortlessly up in the air, causing my body to feel kind of hot. I shook my head to stop any more foolish thoughts from running through my mind. Carefully, I placed my feet on the branch and slowly rose to my feet. "If you fall, I'm not catching you," Jungkook yelled from somewhere below me. I rolled my eyes and continued on climbing. Finally, I pulled out the squirrel and safely tucked it into the little crook in the tree. The mother squirrel jumped up and started to sniff around his head while making some odd squeaking sounds. I smiled, figuring that must be some form of affection in squirrel language. "Excellent, you did it. Now get the hell down," I heard a rather impatient voice yell from the ground. "Alright, Grandma, calm down. I'm coming down now." I tried to snatch at the branch, but I was too slow, causing it to slip from between my fingers. Then all movement stopped altogether as I bashed into the hard woodland floor. "Damn, Jeon, are you alright?" My eyes were still closed, and my head felt like it was throbbing. Suddenly, Jungkook ripped his jacket off, and before I could say anything, he lifted my head slightly and tucked his jacket underneath my head. "Thanks. Don't move, I'll call an ambulance." "Wait, no, I'm fine, Jungkook. I just need to walk." Hesitantly and slowly, I lifted myself up into a sitting position. As soon as I sat up, all the blood felt like it was rushing to my head. Closing my eyes briefly, I ignored it and stood up on shaky, feeble legs. "Hey, you sure you are alright?" Yes, I'm fine." I laughed before taking my first step. Without even a goodbye, I walked quickly towards the direction of the exit, desperate to get home so I could cry about my pain in peace. You forgot your drink," Jungkook said, giving the white cup in his hand. "Thanks." Jungkook quickly pulled it away before I could. "Nope, I will hold it for you." "You can stop treating me like a baby, Jungkook. I told you I'm fine." "No, you are not. You fell out of a tree. And you are clearly hurt. You are limping. For goodness sake. And who knows how many bruises you have got under your clothes," he lectured. "Trust you to be wondering what's underneath my clothes?" I smirked. "Gosh, would you stop with the jokes? I'm serious." "Come on, my car is over there. I will take you to the hospital, okay?" he said softly, his voice sounding almost pleading. I knew he was right, and going to the hospital was probably the most sensible thing to do. But I just couldn't. Hospitals were bitter places full of drugs, death, and disappointment. "No, I don't do hospitals." "What the hell do you mean, you don't do hospitals? They save people." "Respect my damn decision. I said I don't want to go, okay?" Out of nowhere, Jungkook's eyes hardened. I was expecting him to yell at me for being rude, but then he did something different altogether. Jungkook suddenly snatched an arm around my waist and swiped me completely off my feet. And like that, I was flung roughly over his shoulder. "What the hell?" I cried. "Well, I asked you nicely, and you didn't listen, did you? You might be comfortable with letting yourself die from internal injuries, but I'm certainly not." "But I don't have internal injuries. I'm fine. I want to go home." Jungkook completely ignored me and placed me on the familiar plush chairs of his car. "What the hell, Jungkook? This is literally kidnapping," I yelled. I don't think so. I would call it more saving someone's life, but call it what you want, because either way, you are not leaving." I stared at Jungkook in anger. "Who the hell do you think you are?" "Seatbelt. Don't boss around me, you piece of trash." "Jeon, Put your seatbelt on in case we crash, he said as though he was talking to a temperamental 5-year-old. Well, I will make this car crash if you don't let me out. Maybe you will learn the consequences of depriving someone of their free will. Well, you can't have free will if you're dead, can you? You are out there, living in fantasy land, Ryan, but I'm not. People die when they don't ask for help. Do you want to die, Ryan? Do you? He said, his voice getting progressively louder with each word. Jungkook's lecture stunned me into silence. All the anger left my body, and I stared mindlessly ahead. I was ashamed at having him see me like this. Jungkook, please, I said in a very weak voice. You make me really hate myself. I'm so confused. What are you doing? I asked Jungkook, looking back and forth between him and the road in confusion. Being an idiot. Where are you going? To your damn apartment. Congratulations, you won. I'm not taking you to the hospital, Jungkook said bitterly. His words were an absolute relief to my ears. Oh, you actually listened to me? I have you wrapped around my little finger, don't I? I teased. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not letting you go scot-free. I'm looking after you. Soon, we reached the apartment. In fake confidence, I shrugged and straightened myself upward. Surprisingly, I managed to make a few fairly normal-looking steps. See, Jungkook, look how stupid you look. I'm walking perfectly. The words got stuck in my throat as my right knee suddenly buckled underneath me. Jungkook snatched an arm around my waist and brought me back up straight again, as though he was expecting that to happen. You are saying? Oh, calm down, Grandma. I'm limping. It will be gone by morning, trust me. Hold your horses. You are not climbing upstairs. I hope you are not suggesting the elevator because I'm not sure about you, but I certainly don't want to be trapped again. Yeah, of course. I don't mean the elevator. I'm not stupid. I mean, give you a piggyback ride or something, Jungkook said awkwardly. You want to give me a piggyback ride? Yes, that's what I said. And before you start, spare me the I'm a big girl, Jungkook. I don't need your help, blah blah blah, he said, imitating me. Actually, Jungkook, that wasn't what I was going to say at all. In fact, I would quite fancy a free ride. Seriously? Yeah, you can be like my little donkey. Just shut your mouth and get on already, he said as his lips pulled together in an irritated pout. Oh, Jungkookie, you always know how to sweet talk a lady, don't you? Not even giving him any warning, I grabbed onto his shoulders and launched onto his back. He let out a heavy grunt as I landed and quickly tucked his hands underneath my thighs to stabilize me. Not struggling, are we? I teased. Yeah, your matchstick build is really doing a number of me, he said sarcastically. I'm not sure who you are calling a matchstick, but it's certainly not me. I'm damn hot. Yeah, you are, he said sarcastically. Deciding to enjoy the ride, I let him carry me the rest of the way up to my apartment. I unlocked the apartment. Jungkook awkwardly followed behind me as I snatched a packet of Doritos from the cupboard. Munching away on a few of them, I glided past Jungkook as though he was a mere inanimate object before limping my way over to my room. He was the one who invited himself over. It wasn't my responsibility to entertain him. Upon arrival to my room, I chucked myself down onto the bed. Jungkook had absolutely no idea what to do with himself, and it was so hilarious. Jungkook cleared his throat awkwardly and ran his hands up and down his jeans. So, I replied with a smirk while still munching away on my Doritos. After a couple more seconds of awkward silence, I could no longer able to help myself. You have no idea what you're doing, do you? I mean, I'm not surprised. You hardly seem like the nursing the sick type. What? So, because I'm rich, That means I don't know how to look after people? Yep. Look, Jungkook, why don't you go home? As you can see, I'm all cozied up in bed and on the starters to my dinner. This is absolutely ridiculous. He laughed. Shaking his head, he turned back around and left through the door. Safe drive, I called out to his retreating figure. I grabbed my remote control and switched on my TV. I suddenly stopped scrolling when I saw the movie 50 Shades of Grey. I immediately pressed play. The movie always gave me a good laugh. It was supposed to be a hot romantic story, but I much preferred to watch it as a comedy. Jimin and I couldn't stop laughing when we first saw it, and from the day onwards, we would randomly recite lines from the movie when the other was least expecting it. Snickering at the memory, I chucked another Dorito into my mouth. Soon, I felt my eyelids grow heavy. I furrowed my brows as I saw Jungkook come in with a tray in his hand. Balanced on top was a hot drink of some kind, alongside a bowl of tomato soup. There was random medical supplies such as plasters, antiseptic spray, and painkillers. In the past 5 minutes, the boy had clearly got quite familiar with my kitchen. "You're still here?" I asked in confusion. Jungkook ignored me and walked closer to me before placing the tray down on the nightstand. He was about to say something before his eyes lashed onto my TV screen. On the TV was a rather explicit scene of the female lead being tied to the bed by the guy. I pressed all the buttons at once, but being the unlucky person I was, I managed to slide over the volume button, so the girls started to echo embarrassingly loud all across the room. "No, no, no!" I cried. Finally, the screen turned black. Well, this is the end of today's video. The next part will be soon uploaded. Thank you for watching. Bye.